Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami. If you see my face for the very first time, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you and welcome back. Thanks for always coming back. I really appreciate every one of you. If you're new to this channel, please do well to subscribe before you leave. If you love what I put out and it's something that interests you and you want to know more about, please do make sure you subscribe, like the video, share with your friends before you leave. So now let's get into the details of today's video. So by the title, you would have seen that today I'm going to be talking about our cost of living in Brisbane, Australia. This is something I really wanted to know before we moved here. I searched online. I did not see anyone who lived here, who is on YouTube or basically on the internet or had a blog that could tell me what it would cost to live, because I came on a work visa, right? So I needed to be sure that whatever I was earning at the time, which was the only sure income, was enough to fund, keep us afloat till my husband could get something doing. So it was something I really wanted to know before we moved here, but I did not find any detailed information. But though at the time there was what's this thing called, Naira Land. There was Naira Land that helped us a bit. It helped us with, at the time, the trade on Naira Land was dying, but at least we could go back, read, and then it still helped us, but there was no detailed information. But in my video today, I'm going to be telling you guys every details of what it cost us to live on a monthly basis. And please note, let me put this out here, this is what pertains to my family. We're a family of 4, myself, my husband, and 2 kids, 7 and 5. So some of these things might be relative to you, might not be applicable, or you might even have to spend more than that if you have a bigger family. So with all of that said, let's get to the interesting part of this video. Okay, now let's get into the very details and nitty-gritty of what it is like to live in Brisbane City, Australia. We moved in here in 2019, and some of these things have changed over time. When we initially came, we didn't know where we could get certain things and would spend so much money buying things, because it's what it is, right? But with time, we've grown, we've met people, they've directed us to the right places to get some of those things, and this cost has decreased. So knowing where to buy things is also very important. Imagine buying tomato in Coles, or buying capsicum in Coles. It's going to be very expensive, and you'll be telling people it's expensive. As against me now, when I first came, of course, I knew only Coles and Woolies to buy my pepper and capsicum and everything. But now I know better to buy my capsicum in fruit market, and I know that I need to buy tomato in fruit market, and I know the kind of things I go to get in Coles. But let me just share, because I know I'm going to film this video, I kept track, something I do personally, but to help us in the process of this video, I have an app which I'll put up here. You can see up here, Money Manager. It helps me to track my expenses on a monthly basis to the very last T. I know what I spent money on. So I'm going to go into this app. So if you see me looking down at any point in time, I'm just looking at my phone and trying to look at. So the very first thing I'm going to put up here, I'm going to put up the pie chart. So something like, I don't know, you won't be able to see very well, but I'm going to put what the pie chart is for all our expenses and the categories for the month of February 2022. So this is very recent. For the month of February, I'm going to put a pie chart that shows you everything we spent money on and the breakdown of what it is. So now let me get into the details of what they are. So in this month of February, the most expensive thing, and every other place or anywhere you live, I feel the most expensive thing you spend money on is rent, right? So in Australia, rent is built on a weekly basis. This is the second apartment we're living since we moved here. So the first one we moved in at that point was $390 per week, which was fair enough to the income I was earning. So when we were coming, we had budgeted our money to say, okay, this is what the salary is, which was the only source of income. We could not afford to rent any house that was more than $400, and luckily we got something that was $390 per week at the time, so which was good. But yeah, we've settled in, we've got they're good, right? So we moved out of that apartment and then we moved into this one recently, and in this one we are paying $455 per week. I won't say this place is relatively bigger or better than where we are coming from, but the thing is, currently the Australian housing market is going off the roof. That's just, I don't want to use any cuss word. It's going off the roof, and then there's increase in rent. It is even so hard to get apartment or accommodation at this time. So this is $455 per week. So for the month of February, we have the first thing we have is utility 2,067. So I'm going to go into the breakdown of what that utility. So utility is just about 1 to 3 items that made up utility. So the first is rent. So if our rent is $455 per week, so in a month we are paying about $1,910 roughly, because there are some months that is more than 4 weeks, like you know the way it would move into each other, but roughly in the month we spend $1,910 on rent. The next item on that list is electricity. So with electricity during summer or in a cool weather like autumn that we are in now, would budget $100 for a month. Yes, $100. But when it gets to the colder months, when winter, it's not so cold in Brisbane, so the winter is not so bad, so we usually will shift our budget from $100 to $150 to be so that it will, like, we'll be using a lot of eating at the point, so we'll change our budget for electricity from 100 to 150, but that's just about it. It's usually within 100 and 150. And for this particular month, is summer, it was $87, which is not bad, right? And then the next one is internet. So we have an internet like Wi-Fi for the home, which is $70 on a monthly basis, so which is fair enough. So after that, I'm coming, sorry. Oh no, this phone. So after utility, the next one is kids. I used to tell people that if we didn't have kids and we came into this country, we would have so much money, because the amount of money we spend on kids, gosh, thank God we have them, but the amount of money we spend on kids is a lot, a whooping lot. Thankfully, with the type of visa we came in with, they are able to go to school almost free. My son, who is of school age at the time when we came in, is able to go to school free of charge, but my daughter was not of school age, and it is so expensive to put her in childcare. So it's usually between $100 to $120 per day. Yeah, you heard right. That's if you have to put your children in childcare. But we're lucky. There are other things you can do. That's not like, it's not cast in stone to do the 100 to 120. There are people who run family daycare. If you're coming to Brisbane and this is something you need, please feel free to reach out to me. I can always help you. I know someone who runs a family daycare, which is cheaper. I think maybe she charges $40 to $50 per day, as against the 110 if you're going to a proper childcare. So anyways, that's about education and cost of it. So but now let's go into kids. I'm not sure of what this kids cost in February relates to. So in February, kids, let me see what the total was. So it is $1,066 on kids in the month of February. So now let's go into the breakdown of what that made of. So there's guitar lesson book. So my son is taking a guitar lesson in school, so we bought that book. That's $42. Talk shop, I give them treats in school, like just school treats, $10. And Talk shop is, they sell food in school, so I will not have to, on that particular age, I do it just once a week for them, just to taste and try something different from our normal Nigerian food that I pack for them. So they do Talk shop, $10 for both of them, which is fair, not bad. After school care, so yeah, with school, depending on the school you choose to put your children, I'm not going to say much about school here, like the cost of education, because depending on your visa as well, this thing is very relative, so I don't know. But after school care is something that I think is general to everybody, and you'll be paying about the same thing regardless of, no, I won't say that. Anyway, for me, what is applicable to me, let me just say, after school care, I think per day in their current school, they pay $25 per day. Is it 24 or 35? $25 per day for one person, so two of them is $50 per day. So we pay that on a fortnight basis, kind of. So we paid for after school care. Oh, there's Tofumi's application for Nigerian passports. There's this mobilization on that Nigerian immigration came here and they were doing passports. School uniform, I had to buy Tofumi's school uniform, $17. Kids guitar accessories, I mentioned earlier Tofumi is learning guitar, how to play guitar, so we spent on guitar accessories. Phone bill, my kids have this wristwatch I got for them as Christmas gift. That is what's the name, Space Talk watch. Is a really good watch. If you want to know more about it, ask me, but it's a really good watch that when I wear it for him, at every point in time I can know where they are. I can just check on my phone and log into the app and see where they are. They can press the SOS button and that would ring me and their dad immediately. They can call me with it, they can send me a message. So I think throughout this last week I left it for him and he would message me, hey mommy, can you come and pick me? And that was when he has gotten to after school care and he's just bored of whatever they're doing there, and he knows I'm home, I'm working from home, right? So he would just message, hey mommy, can you come and pick me? And then if I'm free, like if I don't have so much in, I'll just run down and pick them up. Or if they go for a sports class or his music lesson and he's done and I just dropped him and went somewhere, he would just message, mommy, I'm done, just come and pick me, like something like that. It's a really good watch. Anyway, this video is not about that watch. So that's about that for kids. So that's about what we spend for kids on a monthly basis. And then the next would be food. So even if not for, it usually would range from utilities, food, kids. So it's like those are the major expenses, right? So sometimes food is more than kids, sometimes kids is more than food, depends on the month. But this particular month, kids expense is more than the food expense. So in the month of Feb, the total expense on food is $953 in that month. So this $953, trust me, you don't want me to go into details. And what the way it works for us is every month we have one big African grocery shopping. When I say big, not so big, but big African, once a month, that's when I go to African store. I can't afford to go twice a month, because if you just go to that shop and you cough, it's $100. Just pick one thing, two things, it's $100 and something. So I don't like going there. So I've tried to like manage myself to go there once a month. And the main thing we buy from African store is we buy rice, we buy poundo yam, we buy gari, we buy palm oil, maybe shaki, no, not shaki, pomo, and yeah, my kids love. Another reason why these expenses looks for someone else that might think is on the high end is my kids are wonderful children by the grace of Almighty God, but those children, they give me so much stress. They don't eat the same thing. So sometimes the food that two people can eat, we have to buy two separate things for two of them. So for instance, now talking about the African grocery shopping, my son loves plantain chips, so I usually would add it to his school snack for him. Would buy plantain chips. A pack of plantain chips in Australia is it $3? You know that plantain chips you buy in Nigeria in traffic for 100 naira is $3, and I'll buy 10 in a month. That's $30. Trust me, let me just say this. When we first moved here, we used to change every dollar they asked us to pay for something to naira. We almost were not eating. We were just like, God, how can you be eating with this kind of money? If Maggi, ordinary Maggi, no pack of Maggi, no, I think it's $20 or 15. It's between $15 to $25 just a pack of Maggi. Hence why I've never bought Maggi here. It is so expensive, but the thing is, with time you stop exchanging. Just like us, with time we stop exchanging and we started living our life. Because when we exchange, be like, hey, how will I spend this money to buy my? And compared to, I've lived in the UK before, it is way cheaper there than here. So it is an Australian thing to be on the extreme high end, maybe because of the part of the world where we are. Maybe shipping things is not as cheap compared to the UK that is just 6 hours from Nigeria. But trust me, it is really expensive. So if you are coming to Australia, first tip I'm going to give you, don't pack clothes, don't pack food, pack your Nigerian food as much as you can, as plenty as you want to. It is super expensive. Anyways, don't let me digress in this video. So we'll do that big shopping. I'll buy the plantain chips, 10 pieces at $3 per pack, and then my daughter would take chin chin. Even part of my first Nigerian mentality when I first came, I would make the chin chin, because I would be like, how will I buy a pack of chin chin? $5 a pack. I wish I can get the pack. If I'm able to, if I still have a pack that is not open down, like later, I would insert a picture and you'll see what a pack of $5 costs. It's just a small pack and it's $5. Anyways, I'll just buy 3 of that in a month, and she's good as well for a snack. So that's what is going to be in the food Nigerian. Let me see how much we spent in the month of February for food. So this is Woolies, $51. What do we really buy in Woolies? Woolies would be turkey. I buy turkey. I buy their fruit snack. So another thing you need to know is there's different store you go for different things. The fact that Woolies and Coles sell the same thing does not mean that you can interchange what you buy there, because me, I'm an accountant, so I know where to go and look for what I want to buy cheap. I did the study, so I know where to go for all of these things. So yeah, I go to Woolies mainly for turkey and bread. Yeah, so the bread here is not like the bread you have in Nigeria. So Woolies is the only bread that we can still manage. Like, I know most Nigerians would want to eat. It's close, not so close, but still you can manage. And then there's Woolies of $51. There's Coles of $52. Would go to Coles and Aldi almost every weekend. Coles is biscuits, snacks, like different kind of things. Aldi is general things. Milo is Milo, just in case you don't know, they call it Milo here. We buy Milo, sugar, milk, all those good stuff. Spaghetti in Aldi. What else? Let me see. Then there's fruit market. So you need to be able to distinguish where to get your pepper from, like your rodo, what do they call it? Habanero pepper is something you should get in African store, because if you're buying it in Woolies, it is super expensive. So you need to be able to know where to get each and every. Maybe I'll do a separate video to tell you where to buy different things from when you are living in Brisbane, Australia. So yeah, I'll buy rodo in African store. I will buy my capsicum slash tatache slash shombo and tomato in fruit market. So there's usually Asian stores around that sells like fruits displayed outside. It's cheaper to buy from those ones as against buying from a Coles, Aldi or Woolies, right? So that's that. So that's the fruit market cost. Then this month of February we went to African market and we spent $222. I told you that just go to African market, store. Actually, the name of the shop in Brisbane is African Market. The one I visit often is African Market. But yeah, just go to any African shop and you're spending $150. The minimum is $150. Maximum it can go to $1,000 if you are not careful what you put in your cart. Let me tell you, the first time I went to African market, for African grocery, and I saw yam for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, I've not had yam in a year. Let me buy yam. As I carried the yam, with all happiness, I got to the 1 tuber of yam. It was $55. The kind of excitement that I carried it with was the same excitement. I took the yam back. I snapped it. I sent it to all my family members. All of my jekin jeshudaron. How will I buy yam of 50? I'm dramatic. How will I buy yam of $55? Now even my ancestors, they would ask me that if I don't eat the yam, will I die? That's why I did not buy that yam. But now I'm over it. We've been eating yam. So before anybody come, we've been eating yam, but there's a trick to it. So African market $55 for that month. What else did we spend? Food money. Food. Aldi again, $14. Coles $38. Aldi $101. Groceries $27. Coles. You know, all this time, like, oh, I just need to buy bread. Oh, I just need to buy ice cream. It's so hot. Oh, you just need to buy something of $5. By the time you're leaving the store, you're coming out with $38, $50 bill. That's just how it works. I don't know. God would help me. So yeah, another thing we spent money on in the month of February is we moved house in the month of February, and we spent quite a bit on house moving. So the total cost of moving house was $407. You people, don't change this money to naira. If you are not yet here, don't think about it. Just leave it, because exchanging it will make your heart palpitate and you almost go crazy. That what the hell? But that's what is obtainable. So in the month of February, we moved house. So we spent $196. I don't know what this is, but there's $196. No, coming. Okay, sorry. So in the month of February, we spent $85 for house styling. I'm sure that is the day I went to buy my mirror, because the former house we living had mirrors all over the wardrobe, but this does not have. So I needed to buy a standing mirror just to see my beautiful self, like full length. So I bought a mirror. Another house styling, $71. I'm sure I was just buying something random for the house, because if we did not move, I would not have the space to put those things. So I just put it under this thing. I bought dish rack. I just changed our dish rack as well. And I think the other major expenses in this thing would be going to Bunnings, buying things to fix things around. And the last one would be the, what else? It's even more than $407, but this was the one that came from my account. We had to pay for the movers. I think that was about $340. Yeah, so this is not accurate. $304 for movers, and then I had to pay another money, $400 for, what's this people? Bond cleaners. So here, if you're moving out of the house, you have to keep the house in the state you moved into. Like you have to put it in the state where it was when you moved in. So by so doing, you need bond cleaners. And even if your house has carpets, you need to present it to the rental manager or the landlord that you have used a professional to clean the carpets and everything is all good. So that's that about the cost of moving house in the month of Feb. The next on the list is gift. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into that details because it's a gift, right? So I gifted somebody something, whatever, I don't know what it is. And then there's health. In the month of February, we spent $143 on health, and that health would be $143. Doesn't look right as well, because so it's not complete, because every month we pay $230, or maybe this is sitting under another expense category. We spend $230 on health insurance. So temporary, with the type of visa we are on, we are required to have a compulsory insurance. So for our type of visa, it's compulsory for us to have a health insurance. So we have this health insurance with Australian Unity. We pay $230 on a monthly basis, which is, for me, it's fair enough, and it's so good because it has some extras that I feel is what we need in this family. It covers optician, so I'm able to get my glasses. So since I joined Australian Unity, every year I change my glasses. I just go for another test, just because I have it, right? I go for another test, I get a new glasses. It covers dental care to a very reasonable extent. It covers physiotherapy. It covers like such a good, like a lot of things. I go for my massage almost monthly, just to go and jiggle and have fun, you know. Said jiggle. Anyway, it covers my massage as well, but not 100%. Let me just put this out here, not 100% to a certain extent. So we pay $230 that covers, like, that helps us to manage some of these other expenses we would have incurred if we did not have insurance. So I also have gym. So I registered in a gym. Oh my god, I mean, gym that I registered, I've not been going to. January I was very serious, but in Feb I can't count how many times I went to that gym in Feb. But anyways, I have this gym expenses of $60 a month. I have Priceline Pharmacy. I'm sure I just went to get some drugs, most likely for these children, $23, which is not bad. And then yeah, so I went for massage. So as I mentioned, my insurance covers massage, but to a certain extent I still need to pay the offsets. Like, there's a difference, so I need to pay that one. So that's that about health in the month of Feb. And the next one is after health. So I have self-care, $134. I know what this $134 is. You people, there was one month, like in February, I was so sad. It spanned into this month, and I love shopping. Is a therapy for me. If people that know, it's a therapy for me. And I went into Kmart. I spent $134. That's what that $134 is for self-care. And I came back, and a few days later, like few days afterwards, I was trying to account for what that money is. I don't know what I spent it on. I just know I went to Kmart and I spent $134. So I just put it on that self-care because I could not account for. I did not remember what I bought. I could not find the receipts. But I did not cheat me. I went there. I came out and I paid $134 for what I do even till now. I don't know what it is for. I put it on that self-care because it was just to treat my sad self. and then there's transportation of $104, there's entertainment of $61, and then there's household of $4. That $4 I think was stamp pad. We needed to do some documentation and we needed a stamp pad, and that's what that was for. The entertainment would be the money I pay for my Apple storage, Apple Music, Apple whatnot. That would be what, that $61. And then my children, their space stock. So we pay the phone bill for the phone provider, that's extra. And then we also pay for the app itself, for me to be able to connect to the app. So I'm sure that money is part of the entertainment. And then transportation would be, let me see what transportation is. Let me just go into the app and get that out. So transportation is car insurance. So on a monthly basis, I pay car insurance of $64. So that's what that is. And then for $39. I didn't buy any credit on my Go card this month because I loaded it in January. So I usually have a Go card which I'll use for the bus. Go card is the bus pass. So I pay $64 is insurance. So for my Go card, I usually would pay $50 and just leave it there, and it lasts me a long time because I've been working from home for the better part of the last 1 year. So I usually don't use it. That's just the truth. So yeah, basically that's all it entails to live in Brisbane as a family of 4. That is what our monthly expenses looks like. And yeah, that's the detail. Like that, I'm sure there's nothing I've missed. For the one I've missed, I remembered while at it, which was like the health insurance and the moving cost was a bit not updated. So but that's what it looks like if you're thinking of moving to Australia or Brisbane specifically. That's what we spend, and trust me, this is very relative, or it's personal. Like, it's very personal, because you might be able to spend more than that, or you might be able to spend less than that. This is just what it takes us to live comfortably as a family in this Brisbane. So yeah, if you have any question on where to buy things, I'll try as much as possible to do other videos on where to buy different things and where is affordable for you to save money. But yeah, that's about what this video is about. If you have any question, drop it down below. I'll be able and happy to respond to your question. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.